What is up, guys? Tawok here, welcoming you to a special episode of The Spicy Sausage. Today, we are joined by the one and only Eseals League. We got Hexam, Camel, and Mortality here, talking Eseals and showing us the legendary competition unfolding in SOCOM today. What's up, gentlemen?
Good evening.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, boys. We're happy as hell to have you here.
So are we. We just came off a big win, and we're ready to go.
Hyped up, juiced up.
Ooh, that's spicy. As per usual, I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Mr.Blonde. What's up, man?
I am actually wonderful, very much so. More than Paul Orndorff. But yeah, you're lucky you caught me, because I was actually just about to leave to go use the restroom. But I did catch your warning that we were going live, so I'm still here.
Well done.
I might have to excuse myself in a couple moments, though. But I am glad to be here, though, despite that fact.
So I think the first and foremost thing that we should do is we should explain to the people tuning in what the hell is the SOCOM Eseals.
Absolutely.
I'll take that. It's a group of highly competitive SOCOM players from back in the day. Some of us, I think we were called, the thumb pushers, the thumb smashers, is what we're the finger speed from GB. A lot of us are game battles players from back in the day. Picked up the game in SOCOM 1, SOCOM 2. We played it for fun, for friends, obviously, but we're a group of guys that played the game back in the day until 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning for absolutely no money. We did it because it was absolutely fun to do, and a lot of us hated to lose. So, now that X-Link's here, it started out small where we were doing pickup wars on X-Link. We try to pick teams and be competitive and be as fair as possible. And that was fun while it was around, but we needed something more organized. And, that's what this started up as. So it brought a lot of us, getting way ahead of ourselves here, but it brought a lot of people that had a lot of grudges against each other and talked a lot of pretty aggressive smack on each other to start playing on the same team together. And, that's sort of where we're at right here. Streaming out, showing people the competitive side still there and trying to bring people to SOCOM. So I don't know if you guys have anything you want to bring up as well, Brady and Camel.
And we're getting new audiences. People who never played SOCOM, SOCOM 1 or 2, who got into the game later, who like Brady, who came in at CA or SOCOM 3.
Not true.
Type of people see
Absolute scum.
what come from this league and then, are interested and come back. So it's a really good way to just get more people who, love the game growing up, to really get them into this environment and get competitive and see where it goes from now.
Yes. Yeah. That's what it's all about, really, is just in general with the game itself and also with the competitive side of it. There's just so many people out there that might not be asking for this kind of thing, but they are kind of looking for it subconsciously, and now there's a place to get it.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Once again,
I love watching the Eseals, but I know that my finger speed is equivalent to a 60-year-old man, so I don't really make the cut.
I feel sorry for your wife.
Absolutely.
It's a work in progress.
I've been saying that.
The wars are definitely intense. It's way different. I had to get adjusted back to actually people playing 100%, going from puppies and all that stuff to the competitiveness again. It took a couple matches for me to get back into it and realize that I got to be on my A game. It's not like I'm playing against a bunch of people that are just either there for the week, for the nostalgia, and they're going to leave again. Everybody that plays in this league has either been playing for a while or used to play for a while. So the competition is stiff.
And to your point too, Tawok, is I don't feel like I'm the best in the game, even though I am. I'm really not.
Honesty is important.
I'm not the guy that's out there getting 10 kills, 15 kills, 20 kills on a map, but at the same time, I'm out there being that in-game leader, telling people where to go, where to be watching, and calling out what we should be doing. Just last season I was on a team with Brady and Brady and Cypher, aka Hunter, out there had no idea you could shoot through boxes on Death Trap, which I always have to make sure I bring up that I'm the one that taught them that you could. After they both died and cost us around. But I'm the one that's like teaching that kind of stuff and the nade spots or whatever else, so you don't have to be that guy that's so quick to push a button to shoot the M16 or whatever, but it's also, so sometimes you have to be the bait. So someone like Mo Fear can get the kills. That is just as good. Not everyone can be those 15 kills. Some guys are going to have to get the 1 kill or go 0-9 and maybe win.
And I believe I could be professional bait.
Keep it up, guys.
I think you could, Tawok. I think you could be a good baiter. You could be almost a master of it.
Because people like killing Tawok. It's a statistically proven fact. I know.
We have it on tape?
It's on tape. It's on tape. Litmus tests. I agree. And I think that's where I stand is I'm not, I think a couple of people have put it to me on TRS or wherever about how they're like, I don't drop 10 kills around, but my kills, they're pristine, high quality kills. You know what I mean? Like my kills, whenever I go 3 and 6, those 3 kills all 1 rounds.
They were big league kills.
I'm a cherry picker. Yeah, big league kills. That's like a bases loaded home run. I can't speak very well.
Yeah.
But that's also saying, but also, what did they bring to the table on those other rounds, though? Did they have a setup where they were helping? Were they the bait, like Hexel said? It all comes back, that factors into everything as well.
It's the little things and how you play as a team. Like tonight, we had a round on Blizzard where a player on the team that played Brady's team, Evil, had 4 amazing snipes. Took out 4 players in a 5v5. Ended up being a 1v1. It was Clips versus Evil. Evil was up on the mountain watching one side, had no idea that Clips just ran back to the Terror base. He planted the bomb. Evil was shocked that he did that. Clips ended up winning the round. That at the end of the score screen, sorry, I can't talk. Clips had 1 kill that round. Evil's 4 kills didn't even win him the round. But at the end of the day, the team got that win on the other side. So, it's not about 100% skill all the time, and that's what I like about this. And that's what's nice to show it off. Like I'm one of the streamers from my POV, and I don't feel like I'm giving the crowd what they want to see as far as hitting that home run all the time. But that single, that bunt that I'm getting is definitely helping out the team, and it's awesome to see. So,
and I love how you guys illustrate how like you guys just fucking told everybody SOCOM is all about teamwork and the strategy and the execution.
Yep. And that's what it is. You play Tawok Eseals against terrorists. Like, you have to have that communication that's there. This isn't like Call of Duty where, you sit back, maybe get a kill at the end of the round or defuse, and you're building up score streaks to throw missiles down on people or, using a flying robot, that drone thing to take people out, or you can regen your health. Like, your life matters every single round. And if it doesn't, all that's going to end up being is either a 6-0 or, hey, it's 5-5, and now you spent 2 hours on a map when just if you would have communicated one round, it would go so much further. So, yeah.
And I think that's true of not all, but most One Life games like Counter-Strike or like even Search and Destroy and Call of Duty. It's just a lot more exciting to me because every life means more. Watching somebody play Battlefield or watching somebody play Ground War or some shit on Call of Duty, I meant to sound as smug about that as I did. It's just not as interesting.
Agreed. The crazy thing is though, like when you're playing now as an adult to back then, you're like, say you're in a 1v1 round 11 map 3, your heart's racing. Like now as an adult, you're like, it's not going to matter that much. You still get that feeling in this. Like, it's competitive. You want to win. Like, if you lose, there's going to be not only shit talking, but you're going to drop down the ladder. You're getting a loss, and you're just hurting your team. So like that fire is still there in these people, and that's what's good about this league. It brings that back with everybody.
Absolutely.
And to me, my story when I played SOCOM, obviously I played it with a lot of different people, and I enjoyed playing with those people too. But I played game battles, and I played on SOCOM battles for SOCOM 1.
Only
the best played. But SOCOM battles turned into game battles, and game battles now is MLG, which is now hosting the COD tournaments, that hosts Gears of War tournaments, and all these other things that SOCOM which it's fantastic to see the ladders where they're at now. But if you go back to where it was, the users that were there consistently throughout, we were arguing who had the 03 join dates, stuff like that it really got people motivated to play a game. Like, and again, like my story is I had a team on there that was 205-10, the highest win total for the longest time. If we had Twitch back in the day when this was when SOCOM was going on, can you imagine the viewership for that? We had people sitting in forums waiting for a post to update just to see who won that round, and then cheering about it. And that post would go to so many views and whatever else. Like, if we were able to stream those wars, like we had a match versus a clan called G that they had 199 wins, we had 199 wins, and we were going to show off who was going to be the first to 200. That was the first time on Game Battles that was going to happen, and we were able to stream that. We have no idea how many people watched, but it's on YouTube still today. You can go watch it. But people were watching a delayed SOCOM match that had no commentator. It was just the game, and people enjoyed watching that stuff. So, like, if this game was out, if this was a brand new game today, like, I can only imagine the amount of people that would be playing it right now and just be going nuts. So, again, that's why we're here and doing this. Is there's a lot of people. Like, for me, I like watching esports. I told you this earlier. I like watching esports. I like watching people actually playing for a purpose, not just pubbing and dying and stuff like that. And I think that's what's really drawn us to our Twitch numbers. Have been, we average anywhere from 20 to 30 just on a normal war. In our finals match for season 1, we had close to 50. For our draft special, just to announce the teams for season 2, we had close to 60. So, like, it's amazing the numbers that we're pulling in for Twitch that just aren't being seen. And the other thing too is, like, at least for me, the way I'm thinking about it is I want to be on Twitch. I want to be streaming on Facebook all the time, just so people know that we're there. There's a huge amount of people that have played this game that just aren't around, and we're trying to get them as much as we can. So, we've got a couple people in my chat right now that just came back recently, like Jehovah and Shinobi, things like that, I'm glad they're playing because it's the guys that I know, but they're going to bring back people as well too, which is cool.
Absolutely. And I think, like you said, I think you hit the nail on the head when it comes to stakes. Like, as fun as it is to see people having fun and just playing the game for the shits and the giggles and stuff like that, when they're not playing very good, like me, but the kind of pub game, some people, like the people that play X-Link, can just go do that. There's no limit to, like, there's no barrier to entry there. But to see the high stakes gameplay, I think that's always been, at least with Twitch, that's always been where the bulk of the numbers lie for most games, especially Counter-Strike or something like that. You don't want to watch some fucking Silver 3 playing Counter-Strike if Freiburg's streaming right now.
And that's been the difficult part for at least me starting this, and a lot of times I get the whole where you're being, not being inclusive and stuff like that. Is I'm trying to make this a competitive league. I'm not just going to take a guy that just started today. Literally, I had someone say, "How can I join this?" And I said, "Well, here's how." And he's like, "Okay, how do I set up X-Link? And how do I do this?" And, like, that's not the kind of guy I want to bring in this, at least right today, because maybe it's not going to give the presentation that I want to give. But eventually down the road, it could potentially be that route. So, I'm being pretty specific with this, and me and you were talking earlier around a casual Sunday league that's going to be available here soon too, off of SOCOM Esports as well. That's going to give that option out there as maybe like a feeder program almost to the majors versus
some farm teams.
Exactly. So,
like the little leagues.
Yeah, come join 100%. Come join the Skedaddlers farm team for whatever the Hexham's team's called.
Like the Sunday League for Tim Tebow.
Yeah,
exactly.
But no, I think if you can get that sorted out and get that programmed into the website and have both of those things running simultaneously, then you can cater to the people that want the best of the best competition, and then you can get the basically varsity shit out of the way as well, to totally dismiss the people that play it. But no, I'm glad you talked about people coming back and people that have been playing for a long time, because I think we do want to hear about the how this all sort of came to be, how you guys ended up starting out Eseals, how you all came together on it, and basically what that process looks like.
So, I mean, I'll always start with the beginning, and Brady, if you want to talk about at least your end, the conversation me and you had coming into it, maybe give your perspective on it too. But I this is something that I wanted to do because for a long time out there was no structure at all. Like I said earlier, with some of the clan matches that people were having, like we get together and you would just play, and some people would then log off in the middle of a war and stuff like that. So I wanted something competitive where we can get we could, one, use the ladder site that's there for your normal team, but two, make a team that you haven't been on with players before and almost spread the wealth a little bit on where the good players are at. So, there's a lot of times where, the best players are some of the best friends, and they would always team up against the teams that just weren't as good. So it would get to that point where it's like, well, why do I got to play if I know I'm going to lose? Like, I'd rather just go pub and have a good time. Where now, if we split that talent, it's more of a fighting chance for everyone. And instead of getting every map in a best of 3, it's 2-0. It's now going to the third map, and it's going to round 11, 5-5. It's an entertaining watch. So I had a list of players that I reached out to from all different areas. People that I talked to, some people I didn't, some people I got along with, some people I didn't. And Brady was one of them. Me and Brady, aka Mortality, in the chat here. He was on a different team before all this, and we had some flame wars in Facebook. Nothing of significance. It was always SOCOM related, which is usually a stupid conversation, anyways. But that's what started it up. So, but one of the guys I knew that I wanted in this was a guy like Mortality, who, while we were doing pickup wars, was fantastic. So, I don't know if you want to take it over from there, Brady.
You pretty much hit it right on the head. The biggest thing I think that makes this work is the fact that the talent is spread out. Because, like Hexam said, you got all the when you got a group of good friends that happen to all be like top level players playing against a clan that's like specifically just excellent pubby guys that got together, it kind of gets old after a while. So when Hex first told me about this and like brought me in and asked me what I think and if I would be interested, I was like, hell yeah, because the way he explained it to me was just we're splitting up the talent, we're going to do random teams, and then we'll make adjustments as need be, and this is the layout, and this is how we're going to do it. And I don't even think I hesitated. I was just, yes, let's do it, because I used to do game battles back in the day, and I remember specifically when game battles finally died is when I stopped playing SOCOM. I didn't play for like the last 4 or 5 years of the server days because there was no competition left. And I got on X-Link. It was the nostalgia factor, and it was the fact that I don't have fun playing any other games that kept me around. And then when Hexam came back and had this whole Eseals idea, like, I jumped right on it. I ended up getting a buddy of mine and his brother to come back from the old server days who I knew, and they're having a blast. So it's been almost a resurgent for me doing the ECO League, because it's like giving me a reason to care and try, and that's what's fun about SOCOM, is actually trying to win and play as a team, and it's been great.
No, absolutely. I think that's where, especially for viewership as well, like we were saying, I think definitely the big draw is the uncertainty, because when you watch if you guys were to play against basically 4 clones of me, that'd be basically a Globetrotters versus Generals match. Like, who cares?
Oh, and the wars are awesome. Like, I watch them all the time. I love watching the wars. They're so fun to me. I'll be laying in bed before I go to bed, and if there's a war going on, I'll watch a few rounds, and it's great. It really is.
Yeah, and there's a lot of us that go back even a couple days afterwards and go watch a war that we know that was ended really well. Like, one of our big ones is we made a meme of one of our players who it was a 2v1, and the guy thought he killed both of them in time to go defuse, and it was a ninja defuse actually, and he defused it right before he got killed. So he thought that he got the kill to win the game. So he's all like, yes, yes, yes. And then it said Seals victorious, and you could just hear in his voice the disappointment that had from it. But it was a round 11, 5-5 that was just like, even watching it, you were just like, holy crap, that was fantastic. So, like to Brady's point, like just the viewership alone from watching that has been fantastic, and they haven't been blowouts, which, that's what we want to see, is that exist, the exciting feel of it.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said earlier too, is is we're all guys. We want to win no matter what. So especially when there's some sort of like prize, no matter what it is at the end of the day, like we strive to want to get there, and that's what's given us a good show as well too.
Yeah. See, now that personally, I don't think that would cater to me because, like I said, I'm not that great at the game, but definitely just watching it would be better because, like, I keep making the same point over and over again, but I guess I'm not tuning into Sportsnet to watch a Q League game between the Mooseheads and the Brampton Battalion. Who gives a shit?
Well, like when they watch my stream and it's you and me bumble fucking through SOCOM, it's like like watching a video of like a high school football team like kick each other's asses. And then you can watch Hexam and his boys, and then you watch the NFL, and now we know like the Arena Football League is starting on Sundays.
But that's what's awesome about this game, though, is going back to how this started is even before there was the first match, even before there was a stream, I reached out to different sites like Ninja with SOCOM Online. I reached out to Animal and the TRS guys, and I said, hey, here's what I want to do. I want to start this league up. It's going to be competitive, and the reason why I want to do it is because, like, using TRS is full of players that are like you guys that like to play the game, that don't mind winning or losing, still like to win though, but you don't really care either way, and that's the way you've always played SOCOM. On the flip side, and what's nice about this game is there is that competitive side that play game battles that wants to win all the time. So I went to Animal and the guys, I said, hey, I want TRS to be involved in this because there is a second set of people that are playing this game right now that I don't think this site's catering to. And I think this would be a good opportunity for you guys to be that end-all, be-all place for them to come. And, my ego took a little bit of a hit when I was told, show the proof of concept. Go out there, show that you're going to be active around it, and go from there. So in my mind, the defensiveness of me, and maybe Camel and Brady they can talk about that because I'm a very defensive guy, and I can get very argumentative right away. But I took that as a shot, like saying, well, they said no, like, F these guys, I'm going to show them, things like that. So what was nice about that relationship off the bat was Animal was in our chats. He was retweeting us on Twitter. And even though he didn't have to, because, he was one of the guys that said, show it to us first. And, that was cool that started up because, where we're at today is a relationship that's there where, we've got our own forum now on the TRS site. And there's, he's streaming us.
I think that's very recent. I noticed that and I was like, oh shit, that's pretty cool.
That happened over the weekend. We've had the logo now, the SOCOM Esports, that now the SOCOM Online site is using the TRS forums as a joint place now, which I think is fantastic that there's now, instead of having a group here, a group here, a group here, a group in the middle, we're slowly starting to get some of those groups to go into one area that we're all one community now versus a bunch of tribes, fighting against each other for stupid reasons. So I think, it's been fantastic to see where we've came from there until where we're at right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. No,
bringing the SOCOM community into one close-knit group is beautiful to me. That is like the Graceland.
It is. It's not always easy because no matter what, everyone's always going to have a different perspective on where we should be going and where we're at and who should be leading it. I don't think there should be one person out there that's the head of what we're looking to do. Like we're all different. We're all in different places in our lives with this game as well too. But it's still fun to talk about. It's still fun to show off, and it's fun to just like have stories that are out there that we're sharing off of whatever we've seen, So that's what draws me to this game. Like me personally, just let you guys know, if this game never gets remastered again, it's not something that I don't think is ever going to happen personally. But at the same time, I've got no problems playing SOCOM 2. I say it plenty of times in tweets and in the chat is, this is my Mario. Like I can go back and play Super Mario Brothers and have an absolute fun time on my 65-inch TV. It looks like shit, right? But like this is my adult Mario. I can go back in there and go 0-26 in a map and still have an absolute blast doing it, especially with the people that I've met while doing it too. So because that's the most important piece. So.
Nothing like being a member of the Owen Club. When you're a member of the Owen Club, it's
a very elite group of SOCOMers.
And if you guys don't know what that is, it's you don't
in
get
the donut division.
Yeah, it's
Exactly. Yeah, Mortality would be the president of the Owen Club.
Yes. And I've
besides
since
that-
recruited many members.
The treasurer.
I joined it. I
All these
joined it
are-
this season.
Yes, Hex, you're talking with 3 members of it actually. I just so happen to be the president.
Yep.
Absolutely. No, I've been there. I've also been part of the 15 and O club, as you can see on Tawok's channel.
I don't know what the Owen Club is, but I'm scared and aroused.
You should be. You should be.
It's a pretty elite group of people. I must say that.
We like to say that at least, but
Happens to the best.
But we're in a spot right now. We in season 1, we ended a couple weeks ago. We crowned a champion. We actually had one of our players in the community, Corrupt, used to run a thing called SOCOM Controller or SOCOM Control, which if you might not have heard about it, but back in the day, he made scuff controllers basically for SOCOM. He modded PlayStation 2 controllers.
Extenders?
Well, what he did was, I don't know if you've ever been in a gunfight and accidentally clicked down a joystick and reloaded or changed your fire rate or anything like that. It's happened to the best of us. He's made mods where he changes the button on the controller so you never have to deal with that again. So it gave him an opportunity to bring some of that back, and he modded 5 controllers as prizes for the winners, which I'm in the process of still sending out. I've been slacking with that. But he supported it 100%. He found the controllers, he modded them, he took his time to do that, and we're sending them out, which is fantastic. This season, we don't have a prize for it, but going into season 3, we already have a backer that's already committing $500. So
nice.
he's not part of the league at all. He's not part of. He's part of the community. He's going to stay anonymous. But we're in the process of talking what that looks like. That that right there shows how great the community is. That's
a small question. Do I know this guy? Because I think I have a clue who it might be.
I don't know who you know and who you don't know, so that's my answer to that.
Now that you say that, I don't know.
Anywho,
he's absolutely fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to season 3 and getting that up and running and going. But it's big.
Now people are going to get confused because they're going to think it's Fantastic Q with the Q.
Oh, that guy.
But I don't think it's him. On an unrelated note, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about joining the league, signing up penciling me in with a contract.
You suddenly want to be in season 3, right?
Yeah, I think I've been really downplaying my skills in the game, and I think I could be a very large asset to any team that would have me.
You have to prove yourself on the Sunday League first.
Exactly, I'm going to prove myself.
We'll see.
Yeah.
See where you go from there.
You got to prove yourself at a college team, man.
Yeah, the way I see it is, every team. I'm a Bulls fan from back in the day. Every team needs a Stacey King, right? Jordan won the championship, but there's still the guy that rode the bench that still won a championship. So get yourself on a roster and you have a potential of winning whatever prize we have there at the end. There you go, Blonde. Yeah. There's your story.
Exactly. I can funnel that $500 into a capture card, 10 capture cards actually, and start my streaming dynasty to take over and get all the Twitch donations, all the bits in my bit cup.
You're going to be the new Dr. Disrespect is what it is, right?
The new one, yes. And I'm going to have my own weird memes. Like, I think I'm thinking for the Pedro is going to be the name that I shout. I'm going with Speed Stick instead of Old Spice. Stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Maybe it'll work.
Goatee, no handlebar, just a goatee. And
you're going to have a front mullet instead of a back mullet, right?
Shave off your eyebrows, too.
Oh, shit.
Full bore. Exactly. Full bore.
Yeah.
But no, I need to get the Ethan, overactive eyebrow stuff.
Oh,
my facial expressions.
Exactly.
But no, I think, like you said, the having a $500 prize, that's way more than I expected for anything like that. I was going to ask, that was my next line of inquiry was what are your guys' plans on prizes? Are you thinking of commissioning a trophy or anything like that?
Well, the other thing that was cool about season 1 is Corrupt actually made dog tags as well that said season 1 champions, which was pretty cool. He actually made one for me specifically that had my name on it, just because of the amount of work that I've been. I don't ask for these things, but it's fun that there's people out there that just support at least because at the end of the day this is a lot of work on my end of doing what I'm doing and and I enjoy it, but at the same time, like these guys have heard it, value my time. Yeah, I always say value my time for everything that I do because it's important to me. But I'm really looking forward to, like I said, season 3 and potentially making that $500, maybe $600 or $700 or $1,000. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said the best way to talk about what this is this is a bowling league or this is a softball league. It's a group of guys that feel like they're good at something that maybe isn't like NBA ready or MLB ready, but still want to be competitive on the side and do something that's fun. And if there's a prize at the end, it just makes it better. So it's just that more incentive to get on, be active, and do what you can do.
And if it grows up big enough, like you've got like 50 teams to sort out of people that all want to play this, and it's very obvious that there's a big skill gap even in those 50 teams, then you can sort out divisions like these are the holy moly guys, and these are the, they're pretty good, and then this is the Mr. Blonde tier of all the god guys that are top frags.
100%. And like for me, like the dollar amount's nice, like I get that, but what I like seeing is the 20 people watching the game or 50 people watching the game, or the conversation that's here. Like Mo Fear's on my chat right now, and he said Corrupt isn't even in eSeals yet. He's still bringing that support. And going back to the guy that's anonymous, not even in eSeals, bringing the support. Which those are the people that I'm interested in doing this with because they see the work that's there and what we're trying to do on the back end, and they're the ones that are supporting it more so than even the players that are doing it themselves. So it's a great community to be part of, and again, I'm just really excited about where we're going forward. So.
Yeah, I think we all are. It's an interesting development, both on the Twitch side of things and just because I really want the guys that are actually good at the game to just leave me the hell alone in the pubs because I just want to play against other that suck as much as I do. Because I really want.
We're just gonna come into your room and we're gonna wall slide all over you and shoot you in the head and stuff like that.
You're just gonna go 0 to 60 with your fingers on me, and I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean?
And that's the other thing that's great about the league is that all of us are patched up, so the wall sliding is turned off. That's not the case at all. There's no mines, so you might not get a kill with that. There's no M14, so there's another opportunity you're not getting a kill. So I don't know, Bob. Maybe this isn't for you.
Hey, I may be a lot of things, a liar, a charlatan. But I don't use the M14.
No.
There may or may not be video footage of you using an M14 out there.
It's been like a while. I don't use the M14 on a regular basis. I use like.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Isn't that the unwritten rule?
Should.
Like it's the unwritten rule that when the other team pulls something out like that, you're like, okay, I got killed once. I'll give them one more shot. And they kill you again with it. You're like, all right, I'm going M14. You kill everyone except that one dude, but you still feel vindicated about it because you got killed by it first place. Yeah.
Yeah, guilty by association. But no, I'll fess up to the M16, and maybe the M16 is better because it's 2 more than the M14. But I don't use the M14. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And
You're good with the M16.
Don't even get me started on the IW80. That's like 66 more than the 14.
Yeah, I never liked those guys that used the IW80. I was never me.
Bunch of scrubs.
All
of them. Every single one.
You
gotta reserve the right to use the IW when you're salty, though.
Yeah.
Hex. Hey, Hex, what guns did Lick use back before GB banned everything?
We were the reason why GB banned everything. There was a reason why they called me Hex W80 because that's all I did use. So it's all good.
Well, I mean, playing within the confines of the rules. Like if
that's
it were
100% correct.
Me, all I do on Desert Glory is I do the Lone Ranger camp with the M60 and the mines in the hostage room. That's all I would do. But I don't do that because I've got appearances to keep up and we're streaming on Twitch.
When you're not streaming, that's when you're camping like a baby like that, right?
Yeah.
But when you are, you gotta be like, I'm Rambo.
Get on your ultimate name.
It's so weird my stream was offline when I picked up the M79.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm just going to go offline for a round here, folks. I apologize. Everybody dies
just felt undisturbed.
Oh, look, I got 5
millions
kills.
of people suddenly heard a thump from a China lake and were silenced. No, that's the kind of thing that I'd like to see, because I'm a big wrestling fan, because I'm still a nerd. I'm still like an 8-year-old that watches that. But I think some promos and some sanctioned shit talk would go a long way in like YouTube videos and stuff like that to get people hyped for certain things. I mean, obviously they will be already.
There's plenty of shit talking. I promise you that.
Yeah. That's why I like patching the mics in and going into the Discord server to hear people talk. That's good stuff. It's good stuff on MLG when you'd see it, like T Squared getting mad because he didn't get a snapshot or something like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There's been days long feuds that have gone on during these Eseals seasons.
Yeah. And I've got to work through that.
Wouldn't be SOCOM without some shit talk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It would be SOCOM if there was some sort of drama or shit talking for sure.
Yeah.
Well, to your point, Blonde is like that was the other thing that I wanted to do was get the comms to where you could hear the seals while you're watching the terrorists, or you could watch the then vice versa. Today we had a 1-on-1 or a 1-on-2, and Brady made a joke to his teammates saying, "Go up top on the big rock in Rat's Nest. No one ever goes up there." And Clips goes up there, and he's like, "Yeah, nobody ever goes up here." And then I switched over to the SEAL side, and Poner goes, "Go check the big rock because everybody goes up there." So it was hilarious to see like that back and forth, like
that's great
communication. Yeah, just like little things like that are just hilarious to see. And then when there's something really big happens, we'll unmute and say, "Hey Brady, tell us about what happened that round." Obviously, it's never happened with Brady because he hasn't had a great round like that. But if he did, I'd say, "Talk to me about that round." And we can get that like real time emotion and stuff like that. That again, like that presentation piece means a lot to me because I would love to see that while watching, and I know people like to see that as well too. So like Discord's been awesome for our league, man. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely, and you get the overlay so you can tell who's talking and everything. It's great.
Yep.
But I like that stuff. I remember I used to watch Stone Mountain 64 a lot, and he would do that in Black Ops or some shit. And he's like, "Go tell me about that clutch," and they'd say nothing because they don't have a mic on.
Yep.
And he'd wait a couple of seconds. Could not agree more with you on that one.
Yep.
That's good stuff. But in an actual situation where they actually are competing, that's even better.
Yeah.
But
in all seriousness, I've been giving Brady a hard time. He's here for a reason. Camel's here for a reason. Like both these guys are opinions that I trust, and when I need a specific to run by something with them, they've been giving me the feedback that I need. And again, going back to what I said earlier, this isn't hard. This isn't easy running this and making it work. Like it looks like it might be, but it is a lot of work. And luckily, there's a lot of people that are making it happen. That put away a bunch of
many hands.
All the stuff, the little beefs and stuff like that, they put to the side and they just make things work. So, and I appreciate that from them too. So,
absolutely. That's what I'm all about. Is not necessarily kumbaya, but some unification, just people working towards common goals and stuff like that. I think is the best way to get the kind of exposure that you guys are getting now. And just to sort of get the game out there again, because obviously it's been a while since it's been a good one. So
I feel like it's really something our community needs too. Like our community really fucking needs something to latch onto and like talk about and enthuse about. Like we miss that shit.
It was malnourished.
Yep.
But
there's a lot of times where like the littlest things come out and people just jump all over it. Like the most recent is like the Bravo team stuff. When that was, when it was trademarked and everyone thought it was SOCOM. So you saw all these posts and all these tweets about it and everyone getting excited about it just to be let down. And that's somewhat going back to what I said earlier about the remastered piece where, I don't ever think it's going to happen because I'm just, I got disappointed by SOCOM 3. I got disappointed by Combined Assault. I never played it. I got disappointed by SOCOM 4 and Confrontation. Like,
couldn't
I've
adjust.
just been waiting. It's not that I couldn't adjust.
It's not even that argument all over again.
Yeah, because I'm really looking forward to
in the game.
Yeah, I was watching.
It was really.
I was watching a Combined Assault map last night where they were down in the war, so they hopped in a Humvee, drove around, and ended up winning the round because of it. Like, I don't think that's fun to watch. It's not even a strat. Like, it's not even fun to watch, or it's not exciting to me. So, like,
we thought it was really, really funny.
You won the round though, still, but I don't like I don't like attaching myself to that stuff because it's so much hype. Like H-Hour was a lot of hype. It's still a lot of hype, and where has it really went? And what's been really exciting, and we talked about this earlier, was a lot of people that are coming back and talking about it on Twitter and talking about it on Facebook and things like that are really rejuvenating. Like some of the community, and you're seeing a lot more retweets and a lot of likes and stuff like that. That even stuff like that's going to bring people back to the game, which I think is going to be fantastic. So,
yeah, more people playing in the pubs as well.
Well, I think the biggest thing that hurts X-Link and has been hurting X-Link is the constant teases that we get, the SOCOM community gets. Like, you have the whole build the list thing where SOCOM 2.1, everyone got excited thinking that we're going to get the remaster. You had H-Hour, where it was the SOCOM predecessor, and that is, who knows what's going on with that now. And people hear X-Link, they think it's more than what it is, and they don't want to just invest the time in a 20-minute YouTube video to see how easy it is. And they don't realize that SOCOM, it is back. It's been back. You just need to download X-Link, and I think that's the biggest thing with why it's not
like all that is like with that SOCOM X-Link group on Facebook. It's over it's getting close to 3,000 people in that group right now. There's legitimately people in that group that have no idea that you could use X-Link to play SOCOMs. They're just in that group. Like, there's still so many that are like, I had no idea this is it. Right.
Yeah, they think it's like a fan group or something.
100%. And that's why, like, for me, I love to just do more streaming on Facebook to get those people to say, hey, we can still play. Like, I don't know how many people you've gotten in your Twitch streams, but like, that's how I got back into it. I randomly searched SOCOM on Twitch, and Chicken from TRS was streaming. And I got in there. I'm like, how in the hell is this even possible? Like, how are you doing this? They're like, oh, this is all you need. It's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And sure, I signed back up for it. So
it's like every SOCOM stream I see, man, at least one person drops. I saw that tonight in your fucking Eseals stream. Dude's like, oh, this brings back so many memories, man.
Yep.
Well, the funny thing about the X-Link group is, Hexon probably remembers this, when people first started streaming to the X-Link group, you'd have multiple people commenting, is this real? Like, is this online? Is this back? Like, to sort of Hexon's point, a lot of people in the X-Link group don't even realize that it's a group dedicated to a program that allows you to play SOCOM again.
Yeah. And that's some of the reason why, like, if I get booted or the room crashes, like, I'm not like, it's just my personality, maybe a little bit more still, but I don't get pissed off about it. We're playing a 15, 16-year-old game on our computers through a program, and, that's the best that we got, and that's what I'm going to have to accept, right? But I people think that it's such a difficult thing to do where, and on top of that, there's urban legends. You can't be on this orb because they'll boot the room, or you can't be using auto, and you can't be using Wi-Fi because the Earth is going to explode. Like, all these, like, random stuff.
I'm so sick of those urban legends, man. If you've got your dead zone
set to maximum, everybody's going to get kicked.
Exactly.
I had a bad night tonight, and I was wearing my yellow shoes, and I never wear those, so don't wear yellow shoes when you play X-Link.
I was using the yellow coat terrorist, and I never do that, and I got shot in the belly, and my game froze, so I'm not going to do him anymore.
Exactly. It's like stuff like that, though, that, like, I played X-Link 3 years ago, and there was a lot of lag, and that's all that is now. Well, I mean, the game always had a lot of lag anyways, even great connections now. It is what it is, but, like, you can't use that one example to trash it,
And I mean, X-Link is way better now than it was. I started playing like 2 years ago, and that was back when you had to guess which orb was working that night. Now it automatically puts you on whatever orb is going to work for you. So it's like, it's way easier now. I remember for me to get set up, it took almost an entire day trying to figure it out.
That was before the orb trade too. Like, oh, oops, wrong orb. I got to close X-Link, close the tab, minimize the thing, go start X-Link again with a different orb, with a different shortcut that I put on my desktop.
Yes, exactly.
Oops, requerying. Oops, that one's not on right now, so I'm going to do this shit.
Yeah, back in those days when it was like, when X-Link was like legit a nightmare sometimes.
Oops, now my username's locked.
Yeah, it's a cakewalk. It's a cakewalk today compared to how it was.
Yeah, but I mean, you were talking about urban legends. I suppose urban legends in gaming in general and in SOCOM aren't really nothing new. I remember hearing, you guys remember hearing like, hey man, if you go in here and you place 4 PMN mines in the computer room and you blow them up, the servers get taken down for the day. And it's like, I was told that, but to be fair, I was also an impressionable young mind on the microphone, so they saw bait. And they're like, hey man, if you want to be invisible, you just want to go to the pause menu, and you really quick, you want to tap abort mission twice.
So was that your early when you first started? Is that what was told you, or was that like yesterday?
That was very early. That was SOCOM too. Well, yesterday too, but it didn't work on me that time. They told me again.
I brought up a story a couple weeks ago. Like, my first game on SOCOM 1, getting that going was a pain in the ass back in the day. By the way, I'd much rather do X-Link any day than what that was, because no one had any idea to hook up a PlayStation to a network back then. But my first game was I spawned in Frostfire as a SEAL, and I wasn't used to online at all. So when I spawned, when the round started, I had 4 guys in front of me. I was like, holy shit. Like, I just started shooting at all of them, and I like team killed. Like my first kill was a team kill, and I got voted out on my first room after that. I was like, what the hell is this? But I want to do it again. It was fantastic. So like that learning curve, obviously, this isn't an easy game to pick up, but once you do, and you got the people that teach you how to play it and stuff, it's awesome to do. So.
It's funny you mentioned that, man. My very first game of SOCOM 1, we did Abandoned, and somebody did like, off the right of the SEAL spawn, there's a half wall you can climb up. He did the shit where you glitch inside of that, and I got shot from inside the wall, and I was like, this game fucking sucks.
Yeah. Are you talking about like they slid into it, or is it that spot?
They did. They had that. I can't remember it exactly, but there was a glitch where if you tried to climb and then you jumped off and then you tried to climb right away, your guy would do like the half climb inside to the wall.
Yeah.
It's in the middle. You went on the SEAL spawn. You go into the middle and at the ladder. Do it.
Yeah.
Fall right into the
Yeah, there was the ladder glitch too.
To be fair, Abandoned doesn't get much play anymore.
Well,
it's just
you guys can
war.
Yeah, it has since they changed it today.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, we just had people in our chat today saying, I remember this from SOCOM 1, and how did you guys do this? Stuff like that. It's Harry, man. Harry made this game even better because of the work that he put into it, which has been fantastic for him to do.
With the spectator camera stuff that he did, all the refinements that he's made, like the quality of life improvements with the patches. I've been saying his praises for a long time.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and pat myself on the back for having sung this guy's praises back before anybody.
Yeah, and I'm not going to talk about the whole memory card stuff and stuff like that, where people said a lot of different things, but I've tried to give that guy as much compensation as I could, just as a thank you for everything he's been doing, because he is the reason why. Like, using an example earlier where somebody just came back, he's like, I'm going to use Jeffrey as an example. Jeffrey from Twitter, Jeffrey Kavanaugh. The first thing he said back, I stopped playing because there was cheaters. I said, dude, we got this patch now that blocks cheaters up in patch rooms. I'm going to send it to you. Let's get going. And sure enough, here he is. So, Harry's the reason why people are playing, and he's been a savior for it. So it's been great.
Absolutely. And I mean, we've got more feedback for him coming down the whirly pipe. We've got suggestions. Like we said earlier, the spectator cam, I don't know if it's even feasible, but he's done some crazy shit that I didn't think would be feasible, so I don't know. But it would be great to be able to fix the oops, a grenade went off, so you're just going to look at the floor when you're following anybody now. I'm sorry.
Well, one of the biggest things that I don't even realize anymore, because it's just habit now, loading up the patch, is the voice mod on your mic when you get into a room.
Right.
Like, I haven't had to turn that thing off in forever because I just don't have to do it anymore. But I remember getting on the mic and talking, and people were like, hey, your voice mod's on. Or I have to tell 6 people, hey, your voice mod's on. Or now we don't have to deal with it anymore. Like that's been my biggest thing about it, is just little things like that have been fantastic. So, yeah. But, I was thinking about, like, funny stories. Do you guys have a funny story at all from SOCOM besides your early stuff at all, or anything like that? Anything that you could think back to, like, man, that was hilarious, that it just is always on the tip of your tongue?
I told you the story the other day, Hex.
What was that one again?
When I was like 13, 14 years old, you don't have a cell phone then. Cell phones weren't even a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You had to give people out your home phone number. So I was in a clan where, grown adults were in there, and I was this young 14-year-old kid. So I'm, messing around at the house, and I get a call on my home phone. My mom picks it up from a grown man asking where her son is to come play a video game. You would have thought that I killed the family dog the look my mother gave me. It was ridiculous. I got grounded for 3 days for giving the number out. Like, it was crazy, but that's what it was. I mean, you wanted to play, and when you got to that level where people depended on you for these wars, you gave out your number. They called you. It was
absolutely.
And your mother isn't going to understand, like, why is this man?
Why didn't you give him your MSN?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was probably one of the funnier things, because my mom had a fit, and that was just, to me, hysterical. Even looking at it now, it's
today, too.
Funny.
Well, true story is I actually called Camel yesterday to start a war, and the same lady picked up. So, it was nice to reminisce about the
She's
old
used to
times.
it.
And
Now
she's like,
that-
"Oh, used to it now." She's like,
Now
Camel,
that it's
you
my
have a
wife.
clan match again.
now it's my wife, and she has to let me out of the doghouse if I can play or not. It's a different.
Well, it's
That's
funny.
That's the funniest thing about SOCOM nowadays. Is back in the day, it was our moms telling us to get off, and now it's our wives and girlfriends and
girlfriend,
shit.
yep.
Exactly. Staying up till 3 a.m. still, it's just there's repercussions.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys,
All
I
this-
gotta go six of the dishes real quick.
The SOCOM hangover is real.
Yeah,
It's funny, back when SOCOM was first hot, it was kosher on the internet to be like, don't ever give out any of your personal information. Don't ever put your
Right.
first and last name, your phone number out there. Nowadays, it's like, go on Facebook, put your full name on there,
Connect your
put
Facebook.
pictures of your kids on there, give out your phone number, dude. It's
Yeah.
social media.
Who cares?
Yep.
Yeah, it's social. But no, I think mine. I've got a couple of stories, but the one that comes to mind most is actually from Confrontation, because that's sadly the one I
Don't know if
remember
the story will
playing the
count.
most.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll
definitely.
count. It will be a forfeit story, but I will still share it, because that's what I played the most. That's where I met my clan. That's where I actually had people to play with, instead of just running around in pubs by myself as a young child that obviously didn't make very many friends on SOCOM. But I remember before I actually met the clan, when I was just playing by myself, I was playing Crossroads, and I was still a nasally I was still a nasally young man, which I totally am not anymore. And I was just playing on Crossroads as the terrorist and just talking a bunch of shit, trying to shoot with my teammates, just talking. They were kind of getting annoyed with me, I think. They didn't say anything, but I was playing okay, and then I busted out a clutch, and there was like a 5-second pause when the "We Have Won, Brothers" stuff was going on, and I just hear the mic crackle, and this guy was a thick. He's just like, I thought you were just talking the talk, but you just walk the walk. That still makes me laugh. Just that should play every time somebody gets a clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought this up because I like to share my story, and I think it's hilarious because it ties into a show that's out now called Catfish, and using going back to what I said earlier, I don't want to toot my own horn, but my team was 205-10 on game battles. A lot of
I haven't heard.
You've been tooting it all night.
I've been tuning all night, but a lot of people knew a lot of the players from my team, and including me, and including some other people that I played with, and it was right when PlayStation 2 came out, or excuse me, PlayStation 3 came out, and I was working as a sales associate for the home theater department at a Best Buy, and this guy and his son came in to buy a home theater system, and the son was probably like 18, 19. Right about my age, a couple of years younger than me at that point, and he was buying a PlayStation 3, and I said, "Oh, you're buying a PS3? Like, what are you going to be playing on it?" He's like, "Oh, I was really into SOCOM and game battles and stuff like that." And I played game battles, obviously. So I said, who did you play with? Like, what was your team? And he goes, "It was Liquid Zero." And that was my team. So still playing along with it, and I didn't want to be that awkwardness, like not knowing who this person is. I said, "Oh, what was your name?" And he said it was like some Rubik Sniper 420 kill for weed smoker or whatever.
187 pot man.
Right. I said, "Oh, I don't know him." He's like, "Yeah, I was in Lick. Hexum, Fishbulb. They're my best buddies. We started the clan together." I said, "Oh, you did? I think I've heard of them before. That's pretty cool." And at that point, still, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm Hexum. Like, this guy is legitimately faking knowing me.
I am the Hexum.
To somebody in real life, about the internet. I didn't know that was even a thing before it was a thing. So again, I didn't want to bring up that awkwardness with the guy, but when he walked away, I was like, this guy's legitimately faking knowing me to somebody in real life. Like that, I don't know if I'm supposed to be honored by that or freaked out by it, because
I was just gonna say you had to be honored by that.
Took
You're
a turn.
we're such a big deal that this guy fucking lied about being in our
this guy,
clan,
yeah, faked about knowing me in real life. So that was my one of my But the other,
that was
the
an
other story
emotional roller coaster, because
Right,
I always hear the stories of oh yeah, I just happened to run into one of my clan mates or some guy that I've played with, and not some guy that pretends to know me.
Right. And the other thing too that I like to bring up too is like a lot of the guys that I played with back in the day, like a lot of them have kids. One of them's a cop now. You know, one of my really
a lot
good
of cops
friends.
that play this game.
Yeah, he was French Canadian. Like I knew him from SOCOM. We kept in touch as much.
I know a French Canadian cop that played this game, not very well,
but he's up there. When I try to get him out all the time, he's like, "No, I'm busting people," and I'm like, "Damn it! Like this is more important. We had a clan match." But there's that. You know, there's guys doing some really big things with what they've got going on right now, which is fantastic to hear about. And you know, some of them are in jail, some of them are dead, and stuff like that. But like you somewhat have somewhat of a relationship with them because you've known them for so long and played with them for a bunch of years. But again, it just ties into that community that's there and still going on. So
absolutely, I mentioned it before how it's the way how tight knit the community can be and how personally people know each other. Both is because and also in spite of the like tools that the game gave you. Like it had the friends list, it had the clan list, it had all that kind of stuff going on, but the communication there, unless you gave your home phone to your 25-year-old friends when you're 13, it ends there, and people would just like learn. They would just sort of communicate within the confines of the game, which it had more tools than most games do, or did at the time, and even still do now. Like, how many games nowadays do you play that don't have a clan like system, or don't have leaderboards, or don't have a friends list? I guess they don't need a friends list integrated because you got PSN or whatever, but stuff like that. Games don't have voice chat, but I mean, and I think that's why you would see like a room just called Super Bowl, and you'd go in there and talk about the Super Bowl while you're flipping through channels.
Yeah, and I brought that up with a couple of people, you know, like my friends that have nothing to do with anything else that's going on, and we used to just talk about games. And I would always bring up SOCOM, like the way that SOCOM was made with the lobby system, the pre-lobby system. Like when you get into Call of Duty and you click on, hey, I want to play Kill Confirmed, you're just thrown into a game, right? Yeah, you're just playing Kill Confirmed. Where
if you're lucky,
right here, I'm going to East 45, and there's pre-made rooms, or there's a room that's a tryout room, and I can see that it's Crossroads.
Yeah.
Hold on. Whoever just followed me, whoever just followed, I appreciate that. But no, you could find the server that you want to go into, and then go into a room, chat, and then green up into a room. Like, no, what game does that? None.
Yeah,
like, it's crazy.
Mean, Battlefield's sort of there with the server browser, but even then, you click the button, and then you're just taken to a loading screen,
right?
And then you get into a game where you can speak to 5 of your 32 teammates.
Right.
And by 5, I of course mean 4, because obviously you're one of them. But
I was always one of those guys because I played the early Modern Warfares. I just immediately muted every single mic when I got in the
lobby. I don't blame you. Because there were kids
but I never did that with SOCOM. I was very vocal on the mic, and
mainly because it was much more of a hassle, and because it's a push to talk slot system, it was less necessary unless one guy happened to just keep holding square so that people could listen to his rap music.
Right.
Even then, sound like shit. But it was also you couldn't follow people at first. You know, before Skype and all that stuff. When you died, you were dead, and you were no longer your team.
Yeah, you had a lot of time to chat with your teammates, your other dead teammates.
So many means of communication where, like, even while playing, like, it was an advantage now. Like, oh, if I die, if I'm on Skype or you're on PSN chat, I can still talk to you and help you guide you along the map. When you were by yourself, when your whole team died, it was you, and that was it. Like, now, I'd like to see sometimes of that come back where, you know, you're on your own. Like, you don't have anyone talking to. You don't have anything. That was also a good thing about SOCOM.
I miss that Call of Duty 4 did on the 360 that I still have yet to see a game ever do again. Was one of the playlists, maybe not all of them, but it was like, if you join this playlist, you got to get out of your party. Like, piss off with that. And the game would force you out of the party to play that playlist.
Yeah.
Well, that's Halo, but I think it did that too.
It was no party
Call of
system.
Duty, yeah. Because it
was called like Mercenary or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, again, you'd go into even like a search and destroy or whatever on a COD, and if you got thrown in on a team that's already there, they're already on a party system, and that's all they care about. Where now here, even if you go into an excellent game, like, you're still calling out, hey, I'm going right, or they got the bomb going up the middle, or hey, watch out for these mines over here or whatever else. Like there's still like that camaraderie that's there for the most part versus, why you planting mines, you noob, or why you wall sliding. Like that still happens too, but it just doesn't compare. So
yeah, it was very ahead of its time in a lot of respects, and in a few more, it's kind of outdated in good ways and bad ways. Like there's certain stuff that they've started introducing that I don't really like. One thing I really want to quick get your guys' opinions on is, and me and Tawok have tossed this idea around a little bit, but if we're going to monetize a SOCOM remaster or a new iteration or whatever, we really might need to get the microtransactions rolling, just so that Sony's like, oh man, now we can actually make the game. And I was thinking, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that, because I had a couple ideas. I want some sweet custom Christmas sweaters for Puce, stuff like that for Terrorist 4.
yeah,
Equip a mustache on Catfish Sasiri, you know what I mean? New boonie hats, stuff like
As long
that.
as they don't put
Nothing
any guns or attachments behind a paywall.
Yeah. No Tillies, no Veras.
yeah. I mean, you can give some updated dance moves and stuff like that after the round. I personally, like, the way I look at it is, like, if I were to make a remastered game for this, if it were me and my business model and stuff like that, I'd price it at $20. I would keep the gameplay the exact same that it is right now. Maybe just give it some tighter look to it and stuff like that.
Polish,
same lobby,
fix glitches.
all of that stuff is the same. Put it at $20, and I guarantee you're gonna make money from it, like 100%. And then if you add a couple. As long as it's marketed and stuff like that, but like for me, I bought Red Dead Redemption again on my Xbox. I bought Black Ops 2 again on my Xbox. I just bought Modern Warfare. I bought Call of Duty Infinite Warfare for $80 just for Modern Warfare of it. I don't even play the Infinite Warfare piece of it. So like,
I thankfully did not take the bait on that.
But I mean, like for $20, like I'd be all over SOCOM. Like I think that would be awesome if they did that. I just, it's tough. And my worry is that they do try to do the microtransactions and try to monetize it more than it is. And I don't think they should do that. I mean, they're not doing that for Crash Bandicoot. If you want new
Let's get some
overalls
sweet
from
boomer
there.
crates.
Right, exactly. I don't think they're doing that. And, they're not doing that for more songs on Parappa the Rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just re-releasing that stuff. So
At least that's fresh content. That's some more punch, kick, punch, talking about onions and shit. I mean,
I give that game a hard
that.
time, but I did like playing it. I like that game.
You do say that it is a bad way to do that. However, even if they did that and bring the game back, it would bring back more people, because more people, if they see that they actually cared just a little bit, so many people would come back pouring in. Just that little bit, that little notion that they cared, and it would totally flip the script.
Yeah, I agree. And I think custom dances as a reward would be great. They need to, let's just face it, if a SOCOM 2 remastered comes out, they're probably going to put the dab in it. And if you have to pay $3 for it, then you're going to see it less.
Yeah, I don't know if
That would be awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
You got to
Actually,
dab
I might
on the
not
haters.
play the game if the dab's in. Like, that would just
All right,
be a deal breaker.
calm down.
If the dab's not in game, how do you dab on the haters?
I'd still play it, and I'd dab it. I would dab it so goddamn much.
I think I might dab while teabagging.
Exactly, that's the thing. You need to do ironic dabs just to make the other team mad. Like, that's the thing that I wanted to do when I unlocked the dab in Uncharted 4. When I only played a little bit of the multiplayer, but like, just get a sick kill, boom. He's got the kill cam on me, dab him. Just dab on him right there. Give him the old dabarino.
The most overplayed thing in FIFA, the dab. Score goal, dab. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, if you can master the teabag dab, I'd love to see that. I got to be honest. We're gonna see Cam Newton do that during this football season.
If you want to go live on my camera right now, I'll teabag dab you.
Yeah, stay away from that. I don't know if I want to see that.
I'm interested in that.
Head on over to stickam.com for some
for some sweet teabagging.
But anyways,
yeah,
we need to segue real quick. So, what else do we have to cover?
We did just crest an hour, and we've covered most of what we wanted to get to. I will pose the questions from chat. If you guys have any questions for Hexum, Camel, Mortality, any Eseals stuff, you want to hear about Hexum's fucking vegetable garden, have at it.
It is pretty sweet.
He
It's a
loves talking about
205
himself,
10
guys.
vegetable garden, by the way.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like talking about himself that much. But I would say
It was the first
52 minutes of the hour, Hexum talking. So if anyone else wants to bring anything to the table, go now.
Yeah. If anybody else is aiming to have their garden be the first garden to reach 300 plants, then
Hexum's the only guy on the block who has a full garden. Full. He's got tomatoes, cucumbers, everything.
because they're all busy mowing their lawns with ride-ons like real men.
My garden is pretty amazing, though. You guys are just hating.
Oh, man.
You really have a garden, Hexum?
Of course. Who doesn't have a garden in 2017?
I just bought my house in March, and that was my first order of business, was to get a garden going.
Where do you
Fuck
think all
no.
these foods come from?
I do not have I don't have a garden. No way.
I just bought my house 2 months ago, and it has a garden. And one of my first orders of business is to get rid of the garden.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
just gravel
I'm
all over
lucky
the lawn.
enough.
I hate it. It's filled with bugs, and it's gross.
I live in
I
association,
want it
so
gone.
people do my grass. People plow my driveway. My mom has nothing to do with her life, so besides watch my nephews and come to my house and put new flowers by my front door. I try to water them as much as I can, but they die extremely quick. So I would be horrendous with a garden, and I would hate to see what that looked like. So I'm staying away from that. More power to you, though, Tawok, for making that happen. I'll give you that.
What a guy. What a lad. He's going to be
Little
ready.
green thumb action.
He's
Tell you
going
a
to be
quick-
one of the guys that we go and rob when the apocalypse happens.
Quick
FYI,
funny
Tawok,
garden story. Quick funny garden story. Me and my wife not bought an apartment, we rented an apartment. She was all about the garden, all about it. So I'm like, you know what? All right, we'll go to Lowe's, get it. Must have spent $250 on flowers, like little plants, little stone things, everything. It looked beautiful. Took a picture of her in front of it. Oh, it was great. We go in the house. 5 minutes later, we hear a knock at the door. The little girl upstairs picked every flower and put it in front of our door. Every single flower, gone,
Oh,
gone.
And she probably thought, she's like, hey guys, I harvested these for you.
what I was going to say was, Tawok, that might be a good opportunity for you, some IRL streaming, gardening there a little bit. And
Yeah?
FYI,
Absolutely.
I did watch the video of you eating lunch underneath the bridge and talking about your
Wow.
fish story, and then the awkwardness of those two kids coming up to you.
dude,
and
that
how,
was
like,
fucking something else, dude.
that was something, and I love the PSA afterwards was, luckily I'm not a creep, otherwise that would have been really bad. But who lets their kids just randomly come up and talk to a
Dude,
guy?
the funniest thing about that, I don't know if I mentioned that, that's not a nice part of town. Like, I only go there because I'm a grown-ass man and I'm not worried about running into, like, some shitty homeless people. But, like,
Yeah.
if you're, like, 10, 11 years old, you should not be underneath the highway bridge.
I didn't see their parents in the background. Like, where the hell they come from?
Nah, man, they
And
were
why were they
walking home
there?
from school.
Wow.
And for whatever reason, instead of walking on, like, Main Street, they're like, let's walk on this dirt road that goes behind the
Let's
businesses.
go talk to the bridge guys.
Legitimately, that IRL video that you posted was like the beginning of almost every Law and Order SVU that I've ever seen. Like, that's how it starts. Oh, these random kids walking underneath a bridge and see some random dude, and then the theme
Yeah,
starts.
and instead of being like, stranger danger, they're like, hey, let's go see what this guy's doing.
Right, and then there's a dead body. Like, that's SVU right there. So props to you at least for keeping your cool with that. But I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
So thank
that
you
was
for
so
entertainment.
awkward, man. And the funny thing is I've been to that spot at least a dozen times, and I've never seen another human down there.
It was funny. You just went out eating your lunch after. That was a good time.
Yeah, that was fun.
No, I've seen some innovative stuff. Like, I follow the guys that made Pure Ownage. If any of you guys ever used to watch that.
I think I've heard of it
Takers.
before.
I mean, that's where you remember the vintage FPS Doug meme with all the headshots and whatnots. Anyways, kind of an old show, hasn't really been too relevant for the past little while. But anyways, they stream every now and then, and I used to watch them, and they would just stream themselves playing ping pong in their backyard and talking about random stuff, obviously, like not just that.
Oh, people like to watch that kind of stuff.
And then we move. And then when it gets serious, you move it inside and you play Rockstar table tennis. You know what I mean? That's when you when are you starting up tennis eSeals? When is that coming?
Right. Dude, that game was pretty badass, by the way. I used to play that with my ex-girlfriend's house.
We're like way in left field here, guys. How did we get to this?
We're winding down.
That's a little SOCOM room. You talk about random stuff at the end of the day.
We were just talking about the Super Bowl, even though it's August.
Right. That's like my YouTube browsing.
Ping pong. We're talking about Forrest Gump. I don't want to talk about ping pong, guys.
That is a pretty good movie, though. Come on.
Phenomenal, Jenny.
Dude, Forrest Gump's a damn good movie.
Yeah, when that's on, it doesn't matter what part of the movie you're in. It's on. You're watching it. That and Sandlot. You're watching it. Legends of the Fall, same way. No matter where it's at, I watch it.
Titanic.
Anywhere it's at, I watch it. Ghostbusters, yeah.
If you're going to talk about Titanic, let's talk about something.
Okay.
There was plenty of room on that piece of wood for Jack.
There was.
Plenty.
I saw a math guy, an official math guy, say that like it wouldn't have supported his weight. I don't know where he got his numbers, but I believe him more than I believe you, basically.
How do you know how much wood was under there? How do you know how much was rotted? You just don't. You should be alive.
It's a mover. Mover.
How do you know he actually died and didn't just do a Navy SEAL dive and swim away from the clingy?
That could be it as well.
Good point.
That was a test to see
the Swigs came in 10 minutes after the movie ended to save him.
I'm still waiting for the part 2 of that. Titanic 2, Jack's Revenge.
Yeah. Titanic 2, this time.
It's personal.
This time he's on a plane that goes into the Bermuda Triangle.
I can't catch a break.
The Jack series.
Yeah.
We have a guy in Twitch chat that says the moon landing could be fake.
It could be.
What does that have to do with anything?
I have no idea.
I think we're at that point right now. It's like when I watch YouTube. Like the first YouTuber and the second and the third are like what I really want to see. But by like the 7th video, I'm watching some random like bubblegum eating contest. Like
you're watching a grandma's part.
Yeah.
10 things you didn't know about Dennis Reynolds.
Exactly. That's where we're at right now. We're nowhere near SOCOM, and I'm okay with that still.
Yeah. Do you think YouTube, while we're on the topic of conspiracy theories, do you think YouTube has like its own equivalent to number stations on the radios? Like some random private unlisted YouTube video with like, okay, Agent Philip, you're going to go here and wait further instructions. We'll send you a Discord link and then we can talk.
Yeah, it could be.
It expires in 30 minutes, Ensign. Stuff like that.
Yeah, the guy in my chat just goes, we're close to SOCOM 4 now. So after all that randomness, now we're getting to SOCOM 4 and how random that game was.
Oh, the good one.
The best SOCOM
game.
Where you shot from your ankles to kill people.
The only game where Nolan North plays a boring character that I've ever seen. Boring character with a receding hairline.
Yeah, that was another game I gave a shot and it fell on its face. So
guys with receding hairlines are beautiful.
You and Hector get along great.
Wow.
That's why he likes talking to you guys.
Wow.
His hair has been fighting a losing battle since SOCOM 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you go trip over one of the gates at your house?
We're going to go unlock the Rogaine perk unlocks at level 33.
This podcast is brought to you by Rogaine. Use code word Tawok for 5% off of your next purchase. Only at Rogaine.com.
This podcast is brought to you by Hexam's free MC cards.
You can also get a nice buy one get one free deal on None Beeswax beard oil. Just use the promo code TAWOKSMOKE.
You're fucking
exactly.
Weird.
But no, guys.
Yeah.
This is a really good time to go ahead and cut the trail.
Yeah.
I think so.
We're just at about an hour and 15 minutes and
running on fumes.
Yeah.
Just talking about fucking nothing.
You guys got anything else you want to get out in the air about eSeals, the next match?
Should we get some plugs out?
Some plugsies, yeah.
No, I mean, the only thing I could say is for those of you that don't follow us yet, twitch.tv/SOCOM Eseals, twitter.com/SOCOM Eseals. Follow us. You know, it's maybe it's not your cup of tea, but it still might be something you might enjoy just to pop on while you got nothing going on, and you might be pleasantly surprised on what you see. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my Ion brothers. They're my clan.
Yeah.
They're
The
awesome.
Ion boys, fresh off their win.
Yes. We get many of those these days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Take the W. But yeah, thank you guys, all three of you, for joining us. The
Thanks for having us.
lowercase boys. Yeah. No problem. I think this is a mutually beneficial little thing, a little Cosa Nostra, little thing here that we got going on.
Yeah, and just for you guys, man, we appreciate what you've been doing. I watched a couple of these that you've done in the past, especially with like Lukenbacher and stuff like that. You guys are putting your time towards something as well too, and even if it gets a couple people just to tune in every now and then, or it gets 50 people to watch, we appreciate it. So, thanks for that.
It's something funny.
Yes, but I don't think it's Spicy Sausage podcast approved.
Oh, did you just clue in on the name now?
Is it from our Discord chat?
It's from
From a Discord chat. We do have one question from wants to know what Hex something about rape, sexual assault during the SOCOM Eseals League.
We talking? We've been having seminars for our players around domestic violence and things like that. We're slowly getting more towards like the NFL, where it's no laughing matter,
Salt-induced concussions are very much more closely monitored.
It ties into some relationships that people want to play SOCOM longer than they should be, and significant others aren't liking it. So we're trying to keep hands off of their significant others and on controllers. That's our motto. Off of your wife, stay alive on SOCOM. We're working on that. We're working on that motto. We've got to get better.
Very stilted motto. I can help you.
I think if you go with off of your wife, keep your life, sounds a little bit better off the top.
Off your wife, keep your life. We'll have to work on that still.
I think we gotta go
It's still in the early stages.
You're on the right.
You guys are getting so toxic right now.
Seriously.
It's a SOCOM conversation. It's got to be that way a little bit.
You've discriminated against me.
But again, thank you very much for what you guys have been doing and having us here. We really appreciate it. And anytime you want to do this in the future, just let us know.
Yeah, anything helps to spread it.
Absolutely.
We're always looking for people to get involved. Like you said, if people aren't serious right away, and the Sunday thing that Hex mentioned, it might be good for them to come out, just play with us, see what happens. I mean, I understand they might join the Owen Club during that, but they're going to get that feel for the game, and they might want to take it serious.
And you'll be in good company.
There are video benefits, and there's viewership for dropping donuts now and then. Not all the time. Certainly not all the time.
Right? Somebody has to.
Yeah. There's a box
guys.
there, and somebody's got to finish it off.
Another round of thank yous.
I agree.
Thanks to the fucking SOCOM Eseals for coming out. If you guys haven't already, twitch.tv/SOCOM Eseals, twitter.com/SOCOM Eseals. And if you want to follow the Spicy Sausage, we're on Twitter at Spicy Sausage TV.
Yeah, go check out their website at SOCOM Eseals, official Eseals game servers online.swe.
That's not a correct link. Blonde always likes to give out at least one BS link during the outro.
Well, see, you just told him because I want to see if I can get anybody to actually go and check that.
You're gonna set up the analytics for that webpage?
Set up the analytics, put up some Trojans, and I'm in there. It's a perfect scheme, really.
It sounds like Brady's kind of a Thursday night, to be honest. But
what, a mouthful?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
A mouthful and some Trojans.
This is a hell of an outro.
I spaced out after mouthful.
It's very, very long. Let's just cut it. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna.
All right, guys. Appreciate y'all coming out. Blonde, thanks for coming out to talk one more episode of the Spicy Sausage with me. Check out all the links in the chat down below. This is Tawok. I am signing off, and the SOCOM Eseals are signing off with me. Have a good night, and God bless.
You crazy mother...